Today on our show, we're going to tackle one of the world's greatest questions. What are Chris's favorite G.I. Joe figures? We're going to look at 10 of them. Hit the tape. Welcome back. As I said, today we're going to talk about G.I. Joe, one of the best toy lines that ever was of the 80s. We're going to talk first and get 10 of Chris's favorites.
Which is tough, because for a line that went, forever, especially during our youth, it's tough to pick 10 action figures that were the best. But, after many conversations and back and forth and lots of research...
Great book.
We kind of narrowed it down, at least for me. And I'm going to start the list off with one of my all-time favorite toys. And it came late, and it was, quote-unquote, that time frame when we're not supposed to play with action figures anymore.
Oh, yeah.
That era. But the very first Alley Viper, I thought was one of the coolest designs. Maybe it was the fact that it was neon orange. Maybe it was the fact that it came with a shield. There was just a lot of decent concept to that figure, and I just thought... It was very visually appealing on the peg, and it was just very hard not to purchase it. A lot of playability, really liked that toy.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the few that I bought multiples of, and I didn't do a lot of that.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Because I actually liked the idea of having like 2 or 3 guys doing riot, type.
Yeah.
So,
that'd be cool.
But yeah, that was one of my favorite, probably one of my all-time favorites, to be perfectly honest with you. The second one on my list is probably many people's favorite, and that is the second version of Storm Shadow.
Yeah.
I liked the compound bow. I liked the climbing claw. I liked the design of the figure, yet again. All white with the contrasting black slashes, you know what I mean?
And he had the rope going across.
Yeah, it just seemed like more of, and we were fans of the comics.
Yeah.
And that version of Storm Shadow, at least in my head, always seemed to go more with the version of Storm Shadow we got to know in the...
Right.
In the comic series,
Yeah, we also got Silent Issue number 2 out of G.I. Joe.
That's true.
Of Storm Shadow.
That's true.
In that garb.
That's true.
And it's excellent.
It's one of the, yet again, one of the better books. But now we'll go to number 3. And number 3 for me, I think, was cool because at the time that it came out, there was no figure kind of like it. And that was Junkyard and Mutt.
Oh, hell yeah.
There was no toy line. I mean, Star Wars didn't come with a pet. None of the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, I'm getting like almost like 2 figures for my purchase buck. You know what I mean? And he came with a mask. It was just
the mask was awesome.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was just a neat toy. Like I said, just yet again, coming with a dog. I just thought that was really, which is of course kind of set a precedence though. Because that was something, a recurring theme after that.
Yeah,
so,
like each wave needed to have someone with an animal.
And I like that. Every time, I always like that, but anyway, that's just the way soft spot for that guy.
I agree, great character.
And now my next one is another one that came later on in the line. It is completely ridiculous, but I love the toy. And it was the second Rock and Roll.
Dude, that figure is awesome.
It is awesome.
Dude, we're coming off of Predator.
Correct.
Jesse the Body in that movie had a Gatling gun. So, G.I. Joe one-ups it.
Gives him 2 Gatling guns.
Double-barrel Gatling guns.
Yeah, that's right.
But 2 of them.
Yeah. But, that was just a neat toy.
Yes.
And really, I always thought that entire run, I think it was 88 or 89, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
He just seemed to set himself apart from the rest of them. Because there was a lot of okay toys in those... later years, you know what I mean? And I just really thought that particular Rock and Roll was just the concept of it yet again.
Yeah.
Everything, and here's the thing, when you're a kid and you're spending $3 or $4 for a figure, you're going to look for those figures with as much accessories as possible. And that figure really kind of fit that bill.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yet again, no, it was a later one, but it's one of my all-time favorites. And my next one is, yet again, it's probably many people's. It is the first Shipwreck.
Hell yeah.
Great toy, great character, comic, cartoon, just everything. Shipwreck was just somebody. He was the Han Solo of GI Joe. He was a little bit of a dick, but
Yeah.
At the same time, every so
Oh,
often,
yeah, he was a mercenary when they first met him.
100%.
In a Cobra bar out in the middle of the desert.
Which it's a crying shame they never did a sand skiff.
That would have been pretty cool.
That would have been a really neat toy. And even with the collectors clubs and stuff like that, now there's all kinds of cool stuff. I can't believe somebody hasn't done it.
Oh, yeah.
I just can't believe it. But Shipwreck, one of the great classic toys.
Yeah. And Hasbro's got to have ships laying around to steal parts off of. Anyway.
No, I agree with you. Why not do like a repaint of Zanzibar's air skiff? You know what I mean? If you're gonna do anything,
right.
there's the molds are sitting there doing nothing. Anyway, that's a conversation for another day, actually. Then I'll have to say, and yet again, I have a soft spot for Beachhead.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Simple toy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But he was such a dick in the cartoon and even in the comic to a certain extent.
Yes.
But it was just a great toy, simple toy, and sometimes all you need is a backpack and a gun. You know what I mean? And it was just a great toy. Not only that, I had the devilfish.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was, they were kind of, to me, hand in hand in my head. Maybe it had to do with that, was it G.I. Joe 48 cover, where they're all on the devil, him
in wetsuit,
yep.
yeah. And
So-
it's just guns ablaze.
Yeah. But I just love Beachhead. Yet again, very visually appealing figure.
Oh, yeah. He could fit the ninja mold if he needed
Exactly,
him to. Yeah,
exactly. And the cool thing was, yet again, I think it was a missed opportunity with some of the later toys as the figures have progressed. It would have been great for them to do a Beachhead with a stocking cap. Because half of what he was in the cartoon was the thing kind of draped around his face. He very rarely ever had it up. You know what I mean? A wasted opportunity, in my opinion.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Or in one of the newer ones, two
either
head sculpts. You
something,
can pop
yeah,
on.
that you could pop on and off. That would have been a great idea too.
Yeah, definitely.
Now the other one, I spent a long time looking for this toy as a kid, and you know what that's like. We all know what that's like. The original Bat must have been on everybody's want list, okay? And it seemed like wherever you went, it was sold out. And you could never get it. Now, I got it at a Sears back when Sears carried the toys.
Oh, yeah.
Way, way, way on back. And there was a Bat on the peg. You know what I mean? And it was just, it was the coolest thing because you could take his hands off. He had a flamethrower, a regular, grip, a claw, and then what am I thinking? A machine gun.
Yes.
And they all fit in the backpack. It was like a neat little toy.
Yes.
And then
and the colors were appealing. It's primarily black, but it has yellow gloves, yellow boots.
And then the lenticular center, and it was just a really, for something that was 3 3/4. What a great design.
Oh, yeah.
What a great concept. It was a great toy. It really was. And it was something I had a lot of fun with, especially when that first series came out with the new set of toys, and you realize how badass the Bats were.
Oh, yeah.
That Sergeant Slaughter had to come in and save their ass. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Remember? So that was always, yet again, special place in my heart, more or less because of the search that went with it.
Hey, it's a great figure.
Next is a way late figure. Didn't even really know it existed until after it hit the pegs and so forth and so on. But I have a soft spot. I know you do as well. Low Light. And Low Light's had a bunch of figures, more than you'd think for a character that was really kind of secondary to a certain extent. I mean, he had his big spot in the G.I. Joe cartoon.
Yeah, but he was always one of the background characters that was running into battle, but hardly any dialogue.
Yeah, very little, very little. But great character. But the 50th anniversary Low Light, you couldn't ask for a better figure.
Oh, yeah.
It comes with a gun case, comes with, and putting the sniper rifle together, and you can see Low Light doing that. You know what I mean? From what from the cartoon, the comic, all that. A great toy, a lot of bang for your buck. You know what I mean?
Great accessories with it.
Absolutely. And another one, I don't know really why, but I just thought it was just a cool figure because he always reminded me of like a true military figure, and that's Falcon. the first
Oh,
Falcon.
fuck yeah.
You know, simple fatigues, green backpack, knife fit down, and a shotgun. And it was like one of the few weapons we got from G.I. Joe where you knew exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It wasn't a laser rifle. It wasn't a...
Yeah, it was not futurized. It was,
you know, it was just a pump action shotgun,
Oh, yeah.
just a very simple figure, I know, but it was a great figure. I always thought I thought it was a great figure. And it's just, you know, just simple. You know, sometimes simple is the best.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to round out my list with my all-time favorite figure. I literally don't know how many times I played with him. I loved this character. I loved all the accessories. Alpine, the original Alpine.
Hell yeah.
The ropes, the grappling hooks, the grappling hook gun, the you know, the mountain pick. I mean, just what a neat toy.
Yeah, and the pick fit in the backpack. It had a little
Exactly,
clip. Yeah.
exactly. But more importantly about Alpine is you knew he was a mountain commando.
Yes.
Everything about him screamed exactly what he was. You know what I mean? And I just think, what a great toy. A lot of accessories yet again. But that was also the golden age of the cartoon. Because you had
Yes,
that...
him and Bazooka had a great dynamic.
Yeah, and that running rapport, Shipwreck, insert some humor here, that kind of thing. But it was... I guess it was a love of the character, a love of the cartoon, a love of the era. And it was just a nice... And that was a great toy, I think. I was one of my favorites. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go Google it. But you want to talk about a great toy. All kinds of different stuff. You could hang him upside down. You could use his ropes to recreate the first Silent issue with Snake Eyes.
Yes.
So that was another cool thing, which I did do that.
Fuck
So,
yeah, you had to do that.
But that's my list. Rob's got his list, you know, coming soon. Can't wait for that. We're going to bounce that back and forth. But see what you think. Tell me if I missed something. Tell me if you had a favorite
Dude,
Joe.
we of course missed something. I mean,
Of course
we're
we-
talking about thousands of awesome fucking figures
yes,
here.
yes, yes.
So
absolutely,
we
I
put our
agree.
focus in what we did, but hell yeah, we could have a million other fucking
Yeah,
things.
this might be one of like a 300-part series of our favorite G.I. Joes.
Yeah.
But yeah, seriously, that is. I look forward to your list. So
Oh, I don't know if it'll be that special, but we'll check it out next time. So keep being rad, stay dorky. My name is Rob.
and I'm Chris.
Catch you next time.